Live from the Sky News Weather Centre, this is the 10-minute briefing.
10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. You're joining us live now for the 10-minute briefing. I'm Samantha Chiari, joined by our meteorologist Tristan Myers.
Great to see you, Sam, and thanks so much for joining us. Well, we're definitely going to be talking about what's happening in the southeast today because it's all about those warnings that are going on. We also got blizzards, which are going to be beginning to develop this afternoon across alpine areas, and then we're also going to be taking a look at your forecast across Australia today as well.
But first, Tristan, residents who have been on high alert across South Australia. These images coming into us from yesterday, where the state emergency services were already advising people to start preparing for the severe weather.
That's right. Between 7 and 9 p.m., the SES were offering sandbags to parts of South Australia, including in and around the Adelaide area, in order to prep for the upcoming cold front, which is expected to bring flash flooding and damaging winds to much of southeastern parts of the state. Many populated areas, including the metropolitan region of Adelaide. The same cold front is what's going to be bringing the heavy snow we're anticipating over the next few days.
Yeah, we're calling it the season starter here at Sky News Weather. In terms of the latest radars across the south, we've had a couple of showers rolling through on Wednesday. It was due to a weaker cold front. Adelaide collected around 5 millimetres, so did Melbourne. Right now, little band of showers are just about to hit you in Adelaide.
That's right, so we got some showers moving through, also greater parts of the southeast. If we look at Queensland, this is a band of rain that's been bringing some great rainfall totals. Best rain, about 3 months for a handful of locations, including Wintry there. It saw some thunderstorms last night. They have largely cleared, but it is a partly cloudy day for parts of eastern Queensland. In terms of the warnings, though, severe weather warnings for damaging winds extending from the Eyre Peninsula of South Australia down to the southeast, across to the southwest coast of Victoria and up into the ranges of both New South Wales and Victoria. All for damaging winds, and those are gusts in excess of 90 kilometers an hour. But for alpine areas, we're expecting blizzards to develop this afternoon and evening.
Yeah, reduced visibility in those blizzards as well. Now, the main thing to point out with this system for the time being is most of the wind gusts will be happening this afternoon and evening.
That's right. These are forecast warnings. In fact, let's just take a look at the forecast now because this cold front is anticipated to hit southeastern parts of South Australia during the afternoon, Adelaide during the late afternoon. Ahead of it, it's going to be windy, but the windiest conditions are going to be associated with the cold front as it approaches. And for South Australia, the windiest conditions, I think, are going to be in thunderstorms. Notice how by the time we get to midnight tonight, Eastern Standard Time, we can see the cold front has made its way halfway across Victoria, and that's when we will start to see those blizzards pick up for the alpine areas. It does mean heavy snow, however.
Yeah, Snowmageddon.
Snowmageddon, yes. That's not a bad one. I like that. I think that we might have used that like 3 years ago or something like that. We got to recycle
Our chief meteorologist, Tom Saunders, advised me not to say it because it's not Snowmageddon, it's more of a season starter, I was told.
I think that's a nicer way to put it, too. It's a more positive outlook than Snowmageddon.
More positive. And, of course, looking at Mount Hotham this morning, it's no surprise people are already talking up this snow. We've had some good falls overnight. In fact, Mount Buller had 12 millimetres of fresh snow.
That's right. Hotham there, 14 centimetres, according to the latest snow report. Buller, 8 centimetres, and Perisher, 10 centimetres of snowfall. So, yeah, it's really starting to come down. This is the best snow we've seen so far this season, but we are going to be seeing a lot more today, a lot more tomorrow, and a lot more on Saturday as well. So stay tuned to the snow report. That's going to come up in the next half an hour. That'll detail the conditions expected across the rest of the week for all the major resorts.
Now, all anybody wants to know, Tristan, is will it snow in Canberra?
I know, right? It's become a big talking point now, weather-wise, and I think it's a pretty good chance. If it's going to happen at all, it'll happen on Sunday morning. But let's actually take a look at the snow forecast because we can see that this series of cold fronts is, of course, first going to be delivering the snow to the alpine regions, parts of western Tasmania, but the coldest of the air arrives on Saturday. That's when the snow line drops to about 1,000 meters in parts of Victoria, and then on Sunday, the snow line drops to about 600 to 700 meters. So what that means is parts of Canberra will probably see that snowfall because I think the Civic Centre and Parliament House, that's about 550 meters above sea level, something like that. But somewhere like Orange on the central tablelands, that'll definitely see some snowfall. So you can see your forecast for Sunday on screen. Goulburn, Oberon, and Orange all anticipated to have some form of snowfall. And Canberra, if you get snow, it'll definitely be in the morning. And if you do see the snow, I'd love to see it. You know, tag us in the photo, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, because sometimes the only time we know it's snowing somewhere is if we get a snow report, because weather stations are pretty bad in freezing conditions. In fact, they stop working.
They do indeed, but if Canberra hits 7 degrees, that'll be your coldest day in 4 years. 7.1 though would be the coldest day in 2 years.
Yeah, that's going to be a cold day no matter how you slice it.
It is indeed. And of course, if we do see those snow showers, we'd love for you to get in touch with us. It'll be a major story, I'd imagine, come Sunday morning.
Yes, indeed.
Stick with us. In less than 60 seconds, we'll tell you why parts of northeast China have had serious flash flooding.